is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that? 24-year-old was allegedly caught driving 120 kilometres an hour in a 100 kilometre zone. This is on the M5 near Revesby. Now, this was on Sunday. Cops quickly realised that the bloke was speeding. They tried to get his licence plates and go, well, let's just suss him out. They did get another policeman come over the line and say, actually, we just picked that guy up in Bateman's Bay for doing the same thing. So he's been done twice, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, though, they couldn't register his licence plate and they couldn't write it down because he had tampered with his licence plate. I'm going to put it up on the screen now. So he's got out a black Posca and...
Oh, my God.
Oh, man,
He's
that's a
filled in the-
sloppy job.
He's filled in the D, so it's DS, and instead of the S, he's got out a texture and he's turned the S into an 8.
Yeah, okay, great.
I don't even know what the third... I don't even know if that's a number or a letter. The fourth one is the number 1, but he's turned the 1 into a T.
He's clever.
And then the final... With the M at the end, I don't know what he's done with the M at the end. He's just filled in the M. So it's just sort of like a square.
The V at the top. He's blacked that in.
I'm trying to work out what the D with the middle coloured in is meant to be.
Do you think it's a C?
No, I don't.
Because it looks curved.
I think he's just trying to confuse them.
I think this is because when they take a photo as well, if they don't recognise the licence plate or they can't make out what the number or the letter is, I think everyone goes around going, oh, if they don't know what your full licence plate number is, they can't book you. 13, 24, 10, what did you tamper? Because I'm going to admit this one. When I was younger...
Oh, yeah.
When I was younger, I couldn't get into nightclubs, Kate. When I was 17, I looked like I was 14.
You little
right?
bubba, weren't you?
And Lenny's nightclub, it was called Lenny's, and everyone was having so much fun. It fit about 1,000 people in there. There were petrol bowsers in there that everyone used to hang around and they used to tell me about it. But I couldn't get in, Kate. So I had my proof of ID card, and I was 1976. What I worked out with the boys one night, I said, I've got to go for this, because Lenny's was quite dark to get in.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to change the 6. I'm going to put a line at the top of the 6, and then I'm going to take a little bit of the 6 out in the bottom left, and I turned it into a 5, which made me 18, Kate.
And?
Welcome, Ryan Fitzgerald, to Lenny's.
Did you get in, did you?
Did it work?
I got in.
How good is that?
I got in. The guy goes, no worries, you're sweet. In you go. So I got in, and then I had to go and pay. And I went to go pay, and as I was paying, another security guard came over and he goes, can I please see your ID, please? I said, I've already shown the guy at the front. He said, no, I want to see it. And I freaked out, Kate, and I went to my other pocket, which had my mate's paper ID in there, Bruce's paper ID. He said, okay, well, it says here that you're 21. Can you please do your signature on this piece of paper? Completely stuffed it out.
Idiot.
Got booted, didn't get into Lenny's.
Idiot.
Oh, no.
Didn't see that petrol bowser in there.
Close.
Okay, let's go to Steve in Harrington Park. What did you tamper with, Steve?
G'day, guys. I tampered with my resume a few times, but the main one was working for a ranch. I said I could ride a horse, do archery, and wrangle cows.
Awesome.
I've never ridden a horse or seen a bull or anything like that.
How did it turn out for you, Steve?
It didn't turn out too well. I worked there for a week, and I hurt myself pretty bad, and I went out on compost, so they had to pay for that.
Oh, you got the collar.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I want to chat about being in a relationship and, what the pros and cons of that might be.
Let's chat about it.
But I saw this article overnight, and that's what I want to talk about, whether you have found yourself in a relationship, and I guess that's where you think your life is going to be great. But in actual fact, you feel very lonely. You're very lonely in that relationship, and it all comes down to your partner's hobby.
Oh, my gosh.
Maybe they love their hobby more than they love you.
Impossible.
Anyway, I'm going to get more up and about around the story.
You're doing Dungeons and Dragons.
It felt a bit
heavy.
It did feel a bit heavy.
I'm stretching at the moment, getting ready for this story. Go.
No, this is fun. This woman has said, I'm in a great relationship in some areas. Like, as far as intimacy goes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
Kicking goals?
this is
He's a
like,
firecracker, isn't he?
wow, wowee, guys.
I'm exhausted.
You know, it's just
Brian Taylor's walked into the
it's just him and I. As far as that part of the relationship goes, it couldn't be better.
Okay, tick.
Never has been better. But then he has this hobby, and that when they're not together in that way, she calls herself invisible.
How long have you been seeing this guy for? Oh, it's not you.
me.
Oh, sorry.
No, this is not me.
Oh, right, okay.
And he's even said, well, I have this hobby and I'm never going to change. And I'm thinking, wow, maybe he's into sports cars or racing or something. But he's mad for metal detecting.
Oh, wow.
I get it.
Which I think, as far as hobbies go, about as sexy as you get.
It's pretty lonesome, isn't it?
It's lonesome, but it's also, is there a level of tired ass to these people where they're just trying? Because I've always thought that you actually you're benefiting from someone's misfortune of leaving something behind.
Not always. You're thinking of just lost property. There's a lot of metal detecting, and there's a big community that are looking for gold. So they'll go to places they believe that under the surface sits a little nug, and the next thing you know, they're out there with their headphones swiping their detector over.
How many nugs of gold are there still
They
left
all
on
find
beaches?
it. There's people that go into the rivers in Tasmania. I follow them on Instagram.
Well, I don't know how extreme it is for this guy. I mean, maybe it is that extreme.
I dig.
He kind of, they move from the bedroom and then he gets dressed and puts his boots on or whatever he does, and then he's off metal detecting.
My God,
and she feels really lonely. But I guess this can happen in relationships where either somebody's a collector or something. I don't know. I mean, maybe metal detecting is far healthier than having a hobby of, betting on the dogs.
Do you know what she needs to do? Right? And I wonder if there is a bit of role play. She should ask him for a bit of role play in the bedroom where he wears his outfit with the metal detector,
And nothing else.
Oh, he straps on the metal detector.
Yeah, and then she's learning about his hobby. Then they're also, getting frisky with each other. Maybe that he just runs the metal detector over her I think I found something here.
Oh.
So she needs a piercing.
Oh, for the metal detector to go
so
off.
you turn the lights.
So
it's a great
you're
game. You turn the lights
saying-
off, and then he comes in with the metal detector. She's lying there, and he has to find her in the room by the metal detector and the piercing.
Like hot and cold. So, Fitzy, you're saying that because she feels utterly lonely in the relationship, she should better herself and take more interest in her husband's hobby.
Or learn to metal detect.
No, she gets to learn more about... If he doesn't want to open up about his hobby, she can learn more and they can integrate both into the bedroom. And then you're going to... You know what? At the end of the day, you're both hitting jackpot, aren't you?
Yeah, you are. And Fitz, the other thing is, most people that metal detect, they will take someone with them. Because one will have the swipe, right, the dish that's low to the ground.
No, they
and when
don't.
it beeps, he says to the other one, dig.
Oh, that's great for her. So
he
she
could
gets
say-
to be like the
Yeah.
sous chef.
When have you ever seen a metal detector with two people?
An
They're
assistant.
always
No,
they don't.
by
So
themselves,
then they
mate.
go, all right, you dig now. Dig deeper. It could be a little bit more. So she could be the digger.
I actually think it says a lot about somebody's personality, metal detecting, that he's always looking for that win.
Oh, the next
so maybe,
thing.
yeah, so that could be taken into the relationship. She's just for now.
We're down at the Surf Lifesaving Club. We used to scatter bottle caps all into the beach and just watch the old blokes rock up and have a bit of a chuckle up there as we're doing flags. Oh, you find something. Oh, it might be a 50-cent piece. Oh, another bottle cap. Sorry, Dave.
It's another Fitzy classic. God, I'm a beauty.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Can we say well done to the man who decided to step out on his Saturday night wearing a bit of bling? I don't know if you saw this, Fitz. He's got a thick necklace, looks like a dog collar, but he's got all the style in the world, and he went out, man, going, boys are back in town. Anyway, a fight broke out. A bloke pulls out a gun. He's shot. But thanks to the necklace, it saved his life. You can see a bit of blood.
Come on, it must have been a thick necklace.
Yeah.
It's not that thick.
Quality, thick, genuine, sterling silver necklace now with bullet wedged in it.
Could the company that manufactures the necklace, can they now say that this necklace can save your life?
This necklace
good marketing
is
ploy.
bulletproof. It's like when you see those stories and someone's been shot and in the jacket pocket they've got their iPhone. and the bullet stops.
Yeah.
The phone stops the bullet reaching their body, and you go, wow.
Crazy. I mean, you've just made that story up, but it could happen.
That has
could
happened over and over. Tom, vouch
I don't
for me
think so.
here.
Yeah, if only your shark tooth necklace whip that you are very fond of could stop bullets.
Yes, it could have. Tom.
I think in World War II it happened, where a guy who had an iPhone 3, I think, was saved. Yeah, in the trenches.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Back then it was a notepad.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Can I talk about my younger son, Lennox? He is second born, so he's a bit out there. He likes to have a bit of a crack. Kate, you know about Loose Lenny. You've obviously seen him quite a bit on my Instagram account as well. But
Lovely.
So, okay, there's a couple of sides to the old Len dog. Over the weekend with footy, there was a bit of controversy after the game. Lenny likes to go in and he likes to tackle. He likes to get the ball back. So when the opposition has the ball, he likes to get the ball back, Kate.
You got to be hungry.
Isn't that
And he-
part of the game?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he can be a little bit too hungry sometimes. So he's playing under 11s, and as I was running over, as the final siren went, we went down by 2 points in the under 11s. Devastating for the kids. They're all shaking hands, and then I heard his teammates going, "I can't believe it! Can't believe they said that about Lenny." So the rumour was going around that Lenny was called by the opposition player a little prick.
That's not fair. Accurate though? Or?
Another player, another 10-year-old said that.
And I had to go over to the opposition player and I had to say to that person, I am the only one that is allowed to call him a little prick. Not you, me.
Do you know,
So that's one side of Lennox, Lenny, Lendog, Loose Lenny. The other one is a beautiful side, Kate. He has beautiful writing, Kate, and I'd like you to see this. I'll put this up on the screen now.
Handwriting.
Yeah. So currently, they're being taught how to write a formal letter. So this is the writing organiser, a formal letter plan, and it tells you got to put the recipient's address, you got the name or title, you got to have an introduction, 3 main points of the letter. You finish with a conclusion, a salutation, and then you finish with your name.
Salutation? What's that?
Well, that's just thank you at the end.
Never heard of it.
Or it could
Are
be a
you
cheers.
serious?
Sometimes
Never heard
I
of that
finish.
word.
I finish with a cheers.
It's like a signing off, a salute.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So he's had to come up with a formal letter, and he's decided to write in the recipient's address. You can see that he's written to the Mother's Day Committee, which is at 53 John Cena Drive, Dolphintown in New South Wales.
That's cute.
Name or title, he's written, Dear Madam. Introduction. These are 3 good reasons why my mum deserves this reward well, and it's the Mother of the Year award.
Yeah.
Then it says 3 main points of the letter. We got Mother's Day this Sunday.
Yep, great.
Firstly, my mum is definitely the best chef ever. She can make junk food into a 5-star full-course meal.
And does often.
Secondly.
Go, Mum.
Number 2, secondly, my mum is probably the most loving and helpful mum ever, but she is addicted to taking photos.
Awesome. Okay, so they always start well, but then...
3, lastly, my mum never gives up. Even if she was in a race with Usain Bolt, she won't give up.
Oh.
Conclusion, that's why my amazing mum should definitely get the best mum reward. Salutation, thank you, your name, Lennox Fitzgerald.
Can we go back to the top? What I
is
like about
so
this, Fitz.
lovely.
If we scroll back to the top, I really like as the feedback from the teacher is the stamp.
Yes.
Which Mrs. Martin says, "Sweet work." And in the stamp there's a woman holding an ice cream.
Oh, gosh. They're much more than when I was at school. You
Hey.
just get a star.
Sweet work, man. That's awesome.
So,
That's great.
the people at the Mother's Day Committee there at 53 John Cena Drive, Dolphintown are listening,
Yeah.
maybe you can put the Lennox's formal letter at the top of the list there. I don't know how you're going to judge it this week, but I don't mind his
Yeah.
submission.
And he didn't sign off, little prick.
Oh.
Hey, you're not allowed to say that. I'm the only one who's allowed to call him.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I've got a hero story for you, a Good Samaritan story for you.
That's
I love. Do you know what I love when When something's going wrong, and I love when the public just rushes over and helps someone.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Sometimes in the city, and you see this, and there might be a homeless person or there's someone that's doing it really tough. You can really tell the people around you who's prepared to put their hand up to help out. Mm-hmm. Majority of people don't. But, okay, so this is a story of a good friend of mine, Hayley. She was at her local cafe waiting for a coffee. Next to the cafe was another small business, and there was an old man up on a ladder, Kate, and I immediately think of Molly in this situation, Molly Meldrum.
Putting up the Christmas lights.
There was a guy up on a ladder, and he has fallen off the ladder, Kate.
While she's waiting for coffee.
While she was waiting for coffee, there was quite a few people around. He's hit his head. She's looked over instantly and see that there's blood gushing out of his head, his forehead. So she instantly runs over to this man, takes off her T-shirt and stems the blood flow straight away and says, "You're going to be all right, sir. I'm here for you. Can somebody get some help?" A few other people rushed over and they started ringing an ambulance straight away. I think he ended up with a few stitches, but she was there for 30 seconds just stemming the blood flow until her husband, Lee, went over to her and said, "Honey, you don't have a bra on."
What?
So she's taken
She
off her
just put a T-shirt on.
She just put a T-shirt on. She thought she had a bra. She thought, Kate, that she had a bra on.
Are you making this up, Fitzy?
I am not making this up at all. Right? And it was in the moment. She talks about this. She said, I was in the moment and I thought I have to help this man instantly. So I ran straight over there, took my top off, and I'm stemming the blood flow, and I was trying to calm him down. And it wasn't until 30 seconds later that her husband Lee came over and said, "Honey, you don't have anything on."
Wasn't it cold?
I'm picturing the guy on the ladder. So 1 minute he's up painting doing whatever he was, right?
This is like Christmas for you, really, isn't it?
He's fallen off the ladder. He's woken. He must have thought he was in heaven. He's woken up. He's got a pair of big swingers in his face.
Well, let's not comment on the,
He would have gone, oh my God, I need to hit my head again. I need to do this more often.
Yeah, every day now there's someone on a ladder outside the cafe saying, "She's on her way. Hayley's coming down."
There's 10 ladders out the front.
My good mate Coops, who's the husband of he cannot stop laughing about it because he said he did. There was a stage there where he looked around, and there was quite a few men that were prepared to come over and help out.
Fitz in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.